Let me get this straight. We have a pretty much like a locked room murder mystery because it's aboard this ship with a folklorist and a rivals to lovers story. Sign me up. I want this. Really. Hello my loves and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and today we are doing some anticipated releases for September and October, and oh my god, there are so many. I actually have 21 books to talk about. I do feel like September and October are just prime publishing months. We seem to get a lot of really good ones. And I have gone through this list a couple of times just in case there are ones where I'm like, oh, maybe I can take that off the list. But genuinely, I am excited for all of these. So we're just going to get straight into it. Let me know in case there is for things that I haven't spoken about in the list that you're excited about that are coming out in September and October. I'm sure there are loads. And I am going to be doing a lot of looking at my phone because that's where all the synopses are for these books. And I have put them in date order, but these dates I have got off of from Goodreads. And then if Goodreads didn't have a date, I've then looked on Amazon. So these dates may be slightly different for wherever you are. I'm looking forward to it. Let's just get straight into it. I'll mention if I've actually already pre-ordered any books or anything. But that's it. I hope you're all doing well. Grab yourselves a drink because this is going to be a longer video than usual for these anticipated releases. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 5th of September, and this book, I've pre-ordered this book just because of the cover. Look how amazing this cover is. It is Will Prescribe You a Cat, and it is translated. I do believe it's a Japanese book, I want to say. And this one is done by Shu Ishida and translated by Madison Shimoda. Sorry if I'm butchering pronunciations there, but this one, honestly, I've literally just got it for the cover. That's literally the only reason why I've pre-ordered this one. I'm actually going to be reading it in November for a very particular vlog I'm going to be doing. But it says here in the overall synopsis, and we are going to do quick synopsis for these because, yeah, again, 21 books is a lot to get through. But it says, a cat a day keeps the doctor away. Discover the award-winning best-selling Japanese novel that has become an international sensation in this utterly charming, vibrant celebration of the healing power of cats. Do I need anything else? Do I need to say anything else? No. Because honestly, that is all it took for me to pre-order this book. I'm so excited to read it. I think it is going to be such a cute, wholesome, cozy little book. I love it. I love the look of it. I love, honestly, the sound of it. It sounds great. It's a mysterious clinic offers a unique treatment to those who find their way. It prescribes cats as medication. Patients are often puzzled by this unconventional prescription, but when they take their cat for the recommended duration, they witness profound transformations in their lives, guided by playful, empathetic, occasionally challenging yet endearing cats. It sounds so good. Oh, it sounds absolutely amazing. So yes, that is a book that I've already pre-ordered. I think it's going to be fantastic. Then on the 10th of September, we have Lucy Undying by Kiersten White. This is a book that I am intrigued by because of course it is a Dracula inspired book, which I love to see. I love a good Dracula book. Kiersten White is an author that I've read quite a few books from. They have actually done another Dracula inspired book, which is And I Darken, which is a YA trilogy that's all about Vlad the Impaler, so the person that inspired Dracula. Lucy Undying, I think, is more of an actual retelling of the classic, where we're seeing Lucy, who manages to escape the thrall of Dracula and then embarks on her own search for self-discovery and true love. This is going to be young adult, but I do love a good gothic classic retelling, and as I do already have Kiersten White's Vlad the Impaler retelling, this one is a gender twist, and honestly I did like it. I thought it was a good time. Very slow to get into, and I think the reason why I love it so much is because of my love of Dracula itself. I've also got Frankenstein inspired one, which is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, which I really enjoyed, and so I'm really excited to see Lucy Undying and see Dracula and the impact that Dracula had on Lucy, who was a character within the original Dracula. It's such a tragic story, so it's really nice to have Lucy get her own moment. Really intrigued to see what Kiersten does with this. I don't think it's going to be anything that's like mind-blowing for me because it is young adult, but I'm intrigued. I will be giving this one a read. I've just got to decide whether I'm going to own it physically which I might do because I tend to really enjoy having my Dracula retellings. I may like see if it's on Libby or something first. I haven't decided that bit, but I'm definitely going to be reading this one. Then on the 12th of September, we have a book title that honestly, I'm not sure how I meant to pronounce it. I'm going to say Gauze by Sam K. Horton. I love this cover. It is so unusual with the bird skeleton, the wings and everything, and then the flowers and stuff. Like, I like it. I think it's really cool. And the reason why I'm interested in this is because it says The Bear and the Nightingale meets Poldark in this stunning historical fantasy debut where folklore battles faith in 18th century Cornwall. That's it. Don't need to know anything else. The Bear and the Nightingale I haven't read, but I've heard it has got sumptuous writing. I do want to read it this winter. I do actually own the first book on my Kindle, so I would really like to read it this winter. And I think this book, what triggers me on this is the folklore fighting faith and then it being an 18th century Cornwall. That just sounds so good. That tagline is what got me. I just thought it sounds great because I do really like folklore in my books. I like it when it's exploring these different things. Like, it sounds really good. It actually kind of gives me, in a way, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell vibes, which is a book I adore, and this one has folklore in the footnotes of the story, which I really like. But I do think, from what I know of The Bear and the Nightingale, that this is going to be kind of like the English set versions, because Bear and the Nightingale takes place in a country, I think, I want to say Russian, but I could have that completely wrong, probably completely wrong. I should have done my research on this. That one looks at the fight between faith and folklore. It looks like we are following Nancy, who is determined to do what Pell will not and maintain the balance between the fae and the human world. So very much giving a Bear and the Nightingale vibes from what I have heard of that book. Then we move on to the 17th of September, where we've got 3 books that are coming out then. We've got A Dark and Drowning Tide, which I did pre-order, and then Waterstones cancelled my pre-order. I hate it when they do that. But this is by Alison Saft, and honestly, again, this is a cover interest for me because that cover is gorgeous. I love it so much. But again, the little tagline that comes with this book is a sharp-tongued folklorist must pair up with her academic rival to solve their mentor's murder in this lush, enthralling sapphic fantasy romance. That sounds really good. That sounds really good. It's kind of giving me Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies vibes, but make it dark. That sounds really good, because Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is kind of like a light academia. This is giving me dark academia vibes, and I am here for it. So we are following Lorelei, a folklorist with a quick temper and an even quicker wit, is on an expedition with 6 eccentric nobles in search of a fabled spring, and they are determined to use this opportunity to prove herself and make her wildest, most possible dream to become a naturalist, able to travel freely to lands she's only ever read about. Now, I love characters like that. I really enjoy characters that are about people wanting to become naturalists, wanting to study these different things that aren't able to because of the constraints of the time and pushing out against that. I love all of that. But the expedition is off to a really bad start when her beloved mentor is murdered aboard their ship. Which, hello, love the idea of that. And then she knows that the only person who must be innocent is her longtime academic rival, the insufferably gallant and maddeningly beautiful Sylvia von Wolf. So now they are going to try and work out what the hell is going on. Sounds great. So hang on a minute. Let me get this straight. We have a pretty much like a locked room murder mystery because it's aboard this ship with a folklorist and a rivals to lovers story. Sign me up. I want this. Really gutted Waterstones cancelled my pre-order because that sounds amazing. Okay, then on the 17th of September as well, we have We Solve Murders, which is Richard Osman's new book, which I have pre-ordered. So excited to get my hands on this. I love Richard Osman's books so much. So the first series that he's done is the Thursday Murder Club series. We've got 4 books out for that, and it's currently on a little bit of a break. And now we've got this book coming out, which is going to be the start of a new series, which is about this father-daughter duo that are going to be going around solving murders. It sounds absolutely amazing. I really don't want to know anything more than that because, again, cozy murder mysteries, I don't want to know too much going into them because I know I'm going to enjoy it. Richard Osman is kind of like an author for me because of how much I loved the Thursday Murder Club series. It was honestly what sparked my love of cozy murder mysteries. So I have all the respect. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sherlock Holmes was always up there, but for make it modern cozy murder mysteries, that was all down to Richard Osman, so we'll be reading it as soon as possible. And then we have An Academy for Liars, also on the 17th, and this is another book I'm really excited for. This is by Alexis Henderson. I've read one of their books, which is The House of Hunger, and I did really enjoy it. I thought the writing style was really good. It's kind of like that eerie, atmospheric, gothic lean-in. It's not true horror, it's definitely more gothic writing style, but I loved it. And this is going to be their newest book out. I actually don't know anything about this one. This is one that I just saw the author name and I was like, okay, cool, pre-order. I haven't actually read any synopsis. So we are following Lennon, whose life has fallen apart. Then she gets a mysterious phone call inviting her to take the entrance exam for Drayton College, a school of magic hidden in a secret pocket of Savannah. Okay, Lennon has been chosen because, like everyone else at the school, she has the innate gift of persuasion, the ability to wield her will like a weapon. That sounds interesting. After passing the test, she learns how to master her devastating and unsettling power, but despite persuasion's heavy toll on her body and mind, she is wholly captivated by her studies. And even more captivating is her charismatic advisor Dante, who intimidates and enthralls her. Ooh, so this is definitely going to be a dark academia, and I feel like it's going to border that weirdness, almost like giving me Vita Nostra vibes from the synopsis, which it's probably got nothing to do with it, but gives me those vibes. So excited for this. Oh, then we have a book I actually have a proof copy for, which is All the Devils. This comes out on the 19th of September, and look at this cover. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I did mean to read this before it was coming out. I just haven't got round to it, of course. So this is a dark academia, young adult dark academia, and we are following Andy Emerson, and on the day of her sister Violet's funeral, she discovered that she wasn't dead. Which is like, hello. Violet is alive and I need to find her. I'll do anything to unlock the truth, even enrolling at Ravenswood Academy, Violet's elite boarding school, to discover what really happened there. In the pages of this book, you'll find secret societies, ancient magic, demons and monsters, all leading to the truth. I am looking forward to reading this one. I do actually want to read this. I had planned to read this before it was published so that I could give you my full thoughts on it. I just haven't. And this was actually on like a seasonal TBR, and we're not going to talk about it, okay? But it does sound really good. I wanted to let you know when this is coming out. I think my sister's pre-ordered this one and is very intrigued by it, so yeah, I think it's going to be good. Honestly, if I like this proof copy of it and enjoy it enough, I may treat myself to a finished edition of it, maybe when it comes out in paperback. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so the next one, we've got the 24th of September, and we've got 4 books coming out on the 24th of September. First of all, we have one that everybody is hyped over, and that is Sally Rooney's new book, and that's Intermezzo. I don't know anything about this one. Again, I just put it on the list because it's Sally Rooney. I've read 2 Sally Rooney books. One I really loved and have kept a copy of, which is Normal People. The other one was Conversations with Friends, and I did like it, but I don't think I'd ever reread it, so I never kept it. It's a book I think about every so often, but out of the 2 I do prefer Normal People. But this one is an exquisitely moving story about grief, love and family. So we have brothers, Peter and Ivan, but they have little in common apart from the fact that they're brothers. Peter, who is a Dublin lawyer in his 30s, successful, competent and apparently unassailable. Ivan, who is a 22-year-old competitive chess player. But the 2 grieving brothers come together because their father has died, getting to know one another, going through a period of desire and despair and possibility, and a chance to find out how much one life might hold itself without breaking. I think it will be quite a hard hitting one. I think this is one that I would probably get from the library. We then have a book that I'm rather intrigued by, and that is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. Now, Erin A. Craig is an author that I've got 2 of their books, and I do like their writing style. This one is another fairy tale retelling. Basically, what I liked about this was something that the author put on their Instagram stories. Let me see if I kept the screenshot of this. Yes, I did. Well done me. Okay, so it was Erin Morgenstern answering the question of what inspired this story, and she said, "It is a retelling of the Grimm's brothers' Godfather Death. I wanted to really explore what life would have been like for that main character, an unwanted child plucked from obscurity by a god, predestined to become so much more." And I really liked that. I like a Grimm's Brothers retelling. So the idea is that when I eventually get this book, I will be reading the Grimm's fairy tale first and then reading this book. And this is the story of Hazel, a young healer navigating a ruthless court to save the life of the king, grappling with the pantheon of gods with questionable agendas as she fights for agency and true love in her own life as the goddaughter of none other than Death himself. Again, this is probably one that I would have pre-ordered if it wasn't for the fact that double points haven't come up again. Okay, and then we have a cute cozy one that I'm very much looking forward to. The Village Library Demon Hunting Society by C.M. Wagner. It sounds so cute. It has a librarian with a knack for solving murders realizes there is something decidedly supernatural afoot in her little town in this cozy fantasy mystery. Say no more, I want it for my shelves. Something I have realized about myself is that the books I read the quickest when I've bought them is a cozy book. Doesn't matter if it's a cozy mystery, a cozy fantasy, a cozy sci-fi, doesn't matter what genre it is. If you're telling me it's cozy, it's getting read as soon as possible. So 100% I'm going to be reading this one. I'm actually going to be reading this for a vlog that I'm doing. So it's a new series that I've started where I read 3 new cozy releases. Again, the genre doesn't matter. If they're cozy books, it's going to be on there. This is one I'm definitely going to be reading. Whether I read it as an ebook because it might be a little bit easier for me to read and get done in time, I don't know, but it's probably going to be one that if I love, I'm then going to go out and get myself a physical copy of this book as well, because I am super excited for this. I don't know anything else other than what I just said to you, and I don't want to know because, again, mystery. I don't want to know the ins and outs of this mystery. I just know it's a fantasy mystery and I am happy with that. Really excited for this one, a nice cute cozy book. And then a complete shift. We have Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, which is also coming out on the 24th of September, and this is the author that did If We Were Villains, my favourite dark academia book ever. I adore that book, and again, I don't know what this book is about. I got it because it's by M.L. Rio, and of course I'm going to buy it. I have it sat in my Waterstones cart for the moment they do those double points. I'll pre-order it. If that doesn't happen before this book gets published, then I'll probably just go out maybe to my local bookshop or something and get them to order it in, because I'm so excited for this book. Don't know what it is though. So it says the author of If We Were Villains returns with a story about a ragtag group of night shift workers who meet in the local cemetery to unearth the secrets lurking in an open grave. It is only a novella. It's only 144 pages. Are they still going to charge like 20 odd quid for this book? Of course they are. Am I still going to get it? Yes. But because it is so short, I don't really want to know anything else about this book. I know it takes place on one dark October evening and I really don't want to know anything else. Very much looking forward to reading this book. I think it's going to be fantastic. But that does move us nicely on to our October releases. So we have 2 that are coming out on the 1st of October, starting off with The Bog Wife, and this is by Cray Crostiner. And look at this cover. Doesn't that look stunning? I don't know what it is about these kind of like older oil style paintings on covers at the minute, but I'm loving it. The tagline, it says, in this atmospheric Appalachian Gothic, the Haddesley siblings of West Virginia must unearth long-buried secrets to carve out a future when the supernatural bargain entwining their fate with their ancestral land is suddenly ruptured. Sounds pretty interesting. So it says, since time immemorial, the Haddesley family has tended the cranberry bog. In exchange, the bog sustains them. The staunch seasons of their lives are governed by the strict convent that is renewed each generation with the ritual sacrifice of their patriarch, and in return, the bog produces a bog wife. Brought to life from vegetation, this woman is meant to carry on the family line. But when the bog fails or refuses to honour the bargain, the Haddesleys, a group of discordant siblings still grieving the mother who mysteriously disappeared years earlier, face an unknown future. It sounds really creepy, and that just sounds really good to me. I like the idea of this. I think it's going to be a creepy, almost like, what's the word I'm thinking of? I've lost the word for it. No, it's gone. Almost like it's like a forest, creepy, atmospheric book. There is a word I'm thinking of that encompasses all of that I have forgotten. So we're going to move on. But it sounds really good and I would like to get hold of this book. The next one that's coming out on the 1st of October is another cute, cozy one that I'm very excited for, that again I will be reading as soon as it comes out, and that is The Crescent Moontium Room by Stacy Zavinsky. This is a cozy story about 3 clairvoyant sisters who face an unexpected twist of fate at the bottom of their own delicate porcelain cup. Ever since the untimely death of their parents, Anne, Beatrix and Violet have made a business of threading together the stories that rest in the swirls of ginger, cloves and cardamom at the bottom of their customer's cup. Their days at the tea shop are filled with talk of butterflies and good fortune entwined with the sound of cinnamon shortbread being snapped by laced fingers. Sounds so cute and cozy. But then things start going wrong. The Council of Witches comes calling with the news that the city diviner has lost her powers, and the sisters suddenly find themselves being pulled in different directions. It seems a family curse that threatens to separate the sisters is taking effect. Will they be able to save each other but also not lose sight of themselves? I guess we're going to find out. It's so cute and cozy, and again, I'm probably going to do this for my new cozy releases. Okay, moving on to the 8th of October, we have The Black Hunger by Nicholas Pullen. And again, this cover, what is it with covers lately? They are slaying lately. It looks stunning. Okay, so we are following John, who will soon be dead. Shadows writhe in the corners of his cell as he mourns the death of his secret lover, and the gnawing hunger inside him grows impossible to ignore. He must write his last testament before it is too late, and it's steeped in history and myth, a journey from stone circles in Scotland to the barren wilderness of Ukraine, where otherworldly creatures stalk the night, ending in the icy peaks of Tibet and Mongolia, where an ancient evil stirs. Black Hunger is a spine-tingling and sprawling gothic journey into the hearts of horror. Very intrigued by this one. I think it's got a gorgeous cover. It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic read, and I love the style of having our main character write their life story. Is my favourite thing. Okay, fast forward to the 15th of October, we have Sorcery and Small Magics by Mega Dosey? Wow, I butchered that pronunciation, that was terrible. But okay, this looks like it's going to be a cozy fantasy. Desperate to undo the curse binding them to each other, an impulsive sorcerer and his curmudgeonly rival venture deep into the magical forest in search of a counterspell, only to discover that magic might not be the only thing pulling them together. So we're following Leo Vander, and he is a master of small magics. He can summon butterflies with a song or turn someone's hair pink by snapping his fingers. Such minor charms don't earn him much admiration from other sorcerers, but anything more elaborate always blows up in his face, which is why Leo vowed years ago to never again write powerful magic. That is until a mix-up involving a forbidden spell binds Leo to obey the commands of his longtime nemesis, Sebastian Grimm. Oh, that sounds really good. So we're going to be having a bit of a like a enemies to lovers story. So a cozy fantasy romance. Say no more, I'm going to be reading it. It sounds absolutely adorable. Okay, then we have The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door by H.G. Parry. I think this one's going to be another cozier book, but also I'm not sure. So this is a mythic magical tale full of secret scholarship, fairy curses and the deadliest spells of all, the ones that friends cast on each other. So we're set in Camford 1920. It's gilded and glittering England's secret magical academy is no place for Clover, a commoner with neither connections nor magical blood. She tells herself she fought her way there only to find a cure for her brother Matthew, one of the few survivors of a fairy attack on the battlefields of World War I, which left the doors to fairy country sealed and the study of its magic banned and its victims cursed. But Clover catches the eye of Golden Boy Alden and his friends. The doors that were previously closed to her are flung wide open, and she finds herself enmeshed in the seductive world of the country's magical aristocrat. The summer she spends in Alden's orbit leaves a fateful mark. Months of joyous friendship and mutual study come crashing down with experiments go awry and old secrets are unearthed. Years later, the fairy seals break and Clover knows it's because of what they did. Sounds interesting. I mean, I love a book about fairies, folklore, kind of thing, so I'm interested in getting hold of this one. Have I read a H.G. Parry book? Not yet. Do I own their first book? Yes. I just haven't got around to reading it yet. But I am intrigued by this. I think the synopsis sounds really good. Also on the 22nd of October, we have Absolution by Jeff Vandermeer. This is going to be the 4th book in the Southern Reach series that was originally just a trilogy. I've read the first book and really enjoyed it. Do want to continue on with the rest of the series. This 4th book apparently is to answer a lot of questions that were left at the end of the 3rd book. So again, I don't know too much about this one, being the 4th book and I've only read the first book. But the first book, we have this area called Area X and lots of weird things are happening, kind of nature is like changing and twisting things, and we're following this group of 4 women that are going into this area X. They are the 13th expedition. All the previous ones have died in mysterious circumstances. They don't really know what's going on, and we're seeing the journal entries of one of the women that goes into this area, but they are an unreliable narrator. You can't trust them with what's happening, with what's being said. Really don't get any answers. It's a very weird, unusual sci-fi book, but I am intrigued to continue on with that series and then read Absolution. I think it's going to be a good time. Also unexpected, because originally this was just a trilogy and has always been seen as a trilogy, so it's kind of unexpected that we're getting this 4th book, but I'm intrigued. Okay, the last 4 to go. We have The Wood at Midwinter, that's coming out on the 24th of October. This is by Susanna Clarke, the author that did Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell and Piranesi. I love this author. So again, this is one that I've just automatically gone, yes, I'm going to be getting this book. And I don't know what this one is. It's a short story set in the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell universe. It's going to be illustrated, and it is only 64 pages long, so it's going to be a very short book, and again, it's probably going to be highly priced because it's Susanna Clarke, but I'm intrigued by it. And again, because it's such a short book, I don't really want to know anything else about it. The fact that it's set in the same universe as one of my favourite books ever is enough for me. Do I kind of wish we had more coming out than just a short story? Yes, but at the same time, I'll take what I can get because I think their writing is absolutely gorgeous. I am probably going to be cursing at the price of it though. Also on the 24th of October, we have a Christmas murder mystery, which I am definitely going to be saving to read in Christmas. Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson. This is the 3rd book in the Ernest Cunningham series, which started off with Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, which I really loved. I really enjoyed that book. Do want to get a copy of it and read the 2nd book. I'm looking forward to this. I think this one is a shorter story as well, but it's just a Christmas mystery. And I think, is it set over one day? No idea, but I'm looking forward to it. And I don't want to know too much more than this. It's a cozy murder mystery. I will be reading it in December for the run up to Christmas, and it's going to be a really fun time. The last 2 coming out on the 29th of October. So we've got Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, and again, the cover. Come on, the cover is gorgeous. That is why I'm interested in it. But it says here, once upon a time, Andrew had cut out his heart and given it to this boy, and he was very sure Thomas had no idea that Andrew would do anything for him. Protect him, lie for him, kill for him. That sounds pretty good. So it looks like we're going to be having an obsessive love going on, and as their obsession with each other grows stronger, so do the monsters, and Andrew begins to fear that the only way to stop the creatures might be to destroy their creator. Horror book, all about obsession and stuff. Honestly, it sounds like a book I'm going to enjoy. And then we have the final book, which is a cute, cozy, kind of paranormal mystery, which is A New Lease on Death by Olivia Black, the start of a new series. So it is in this darkly funny supernatural mystery about an unlikely crime-solving duo that launches a commercial, unique and genre-blending series. Death is only the beginning. I don't need to know any more than that. I'm also going to try and read this one for my cozy new releases series. I think it's going to be a really fun time. I enjoy murder mysteries. Again, whether that's paranormal mysteries or your normal type of mysteries or fantasy mysteries, like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to enjoy it. So again, I don't really want to know too much more than this, apart from the fact that it's the start of a new supernatural cozy murder mystery series, which sounds fantastic. So there we are. That is all 21 books that are coming out across September and October. I'm honestly so excited for the mix that we're getting and the amount of cozy releases that are coming out. It's going to be a really good couple of months. I'm really looking forward to it. Are there any that I haven't mentioned that you're interested in reading, or what's one of these that you're now really interested in reading? Because I just think there are so many good new books that are coming out. That brings us to the end. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about all these new books that I'm excited for. Hopefully we'll be reading them soon and like as they come out. Definitely for some of the cozy ones that will be happening, but yeah, these just sound amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Truly, genuinely means so much to me, so thank you so much. If you've made it this far or you just don't know what to comment, then let's do with a cup of tea. because there's a lot of cozy books in here, and now I'm thinking about making a cup of tea. So yeah, leave that in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribe, commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned, which I don't think I did in this video, will be linked below though, and I will catch you in the very next video.